and welcome to the Hustle and Know Entrepreneurial Experience. Today, we are filming a follow-up confessional for a book that we previously discussed called The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. So, an overall synopsis of the book is basically, don't spend more but what you make. It's a financial book, and it gives you little tips about how to save money and how to invest, and just a very basic line, old-timer book. Old-fashioned. It's an old-fashioned book. So today we are going to discuss whether we followed through with what we said we were going to do in our last discussion. So who's going to go first? Actually, I'm going to call out Joseph today. Joseph,
okay,
you can start us off.
Yes. So what I said I was going to do last time is that I'm going to save 30% of my income, live off 70% of my income. So what I would do is set it up so that when I'm receiving income, I already have a plan for it before I receive it. And I would also take advantage of good opportunities and not procrastinate when they come my way. I did very good on the latter and taking advantage of opportunities. I was just talking to Shawn before we started this, and I've been investing during this recent market crash, the V-shaped recovery that we're having currently. And I bought some good stocks like Southwest Airlines, which is pretty risky, and Dave & Buster's, and they've gone up pretty substantially since I bought them. So I have been taking advantage of opportunities rather than just kind of thinking about it and letting it slip. When it comes to planning my income before I receive it, I sometimes slip up by not looking. And instead of being proactive, I'll be reactive. So I'll receive the income and be like, oh, I got some money, and then I'll do it afterwards. And I think what I'm going to do to improve that is I'm going to set up a system where it just automatically saves money without me having to look at it. So just set up like automatic savings, automatic investments. So that way, even if I do forget, it still goes through.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea, Joseph. I'm glad you followed through with what you said you're going to do. And now you're taking it to the next level and doing automatic payments too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess mine is a little similar to that, so I'll go next. I said that I was going to start investing, and my main man, Joseph, over here helped me set that up. So I am. Yay! I need to check on those, see how they're doing.
I can check them for you.
But yeah, But I followed through. I mean, it's as simple as that. I started putting money into there, and like Joseph said, I am putting in allocated amount, just taking it out of my checking every month to add to that pot. Shawn, what about you?
Well, I want to comment on a couple of things that you've already said, which I think is great, taking away lessons from this book. One of the things is hiding money from yourself. If you can set up your direct deposit and go to a separate account, you'll find out really quickly you're not going to miss that money. So if you're not able to get a 401k or to get some sort of match from your employer, or if you're just if you're an entrepreneur or if you're self-employed, you really need to start finding ways to hide that money from yourself, and then give it to a guy like Joseph, and then let him worry about it. He's right. I mean, you don't want to worry about money. You pay him to worry about the money. So I wouldn't watch the tickers. I mean, it's a roller coaster, and I check mine, to be honest, about once a month. I mean, just to kind of, because I like to do a net income sort of deal, find out what my worth is. But when you go to a financial advisor, what you're doing is you're saying, here's my money. You make it grow. You make those little dollars. What would they say? The little baby golds work for. You get the grandbaby golds and the great grandbaby golds. Get that money working for you. Yeah. But I digress. The thing that I was supposed to work on was also trying to jump on opportunities as they came. And there's two things that I've done since reading this book that has really set me forward. And one of them is investing in Zoom, which is the platform we're currently using right now. The Zoom stock has been a roller coaster, but lately it's been on a tear. And so that was one thing that in the past that I probably would have watched it for a while. I would have kicked it around for a while, and then I'd have kicked myself when it went up 50, 75, and then recently it went up to over $100 what I paid for it. And that's fun. I mean, and that's some fun money. There's a small percentage of my portfolio that I like to not really day trade, but I like to speculate in and let those things happen. And that's the fun part of watching the markets for me. the majority of it is going to be in, the tried and true, the blue chips, the value and the stuff that's going to build over and over. In fact, I need to meet with my financial advisor. But anyway, so the other thing that I invested in that I thought has been totally awesome, this whole COVID-19 thing has made me change the way I think about day-to-day activities, and not to be gross, but even going to the restroom, right? So the toilet paper scare of 2020 was a real thing. So I was going to invest in one of these high-end bidets, okay? And that was going to be like $600 for me to get electricity pulled near the toilet, and then it was going to be another $600 to get this high-end fancy butt warming, water warming, blah, blah, blah. I watched a few YouTube videos, and I found this girl who was hilarious talking about this Brondell, which is one of the top end. And when she bought it, it was like $25. Well, on Amazon, it was like $50. I pulled the trigger. The other day, and I got this thing. It's awesome. I mean, why the hell didn't I do this before? Why did it take a pandemic for me to think outside the box on this deal? Why do you wash your hands with paper? Well, you don't. You wash them with water. It just makes so much sense. The other thing that I'm looking into is, why do I keep storing hot water? But that's another discussion for another time. So without this book kind of pushing me forward, I mean, life's too short. I think I'm at a point now where I can push forward with these types of deals, try them out. If it wouldn't have worked, if I'd have thought the thing was totally gross and grossed me out and didn't work out, $50. Who cares? $50. I'll move on. So I think I did implement those things, and I think that's going to keep going forward for me. I think I'm going to take, especially when it's just a few $100, I think it's going to be worth me taking a risk just to find out, is it worth it, or is it just hype? In this case, I got lucky both times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely trial and error. And like you said, what was the worst you could lost? $50? No big deal. It was insane on the toilet paper crisis on how in 2020. I don't know if it's been like that in other countries, but definitely America was going crazy over there.
It was all over. I heard it was in Australia.
It was? Okay. Yeah. So many memes on that. But anyways, thank you. We all followed through with what we said we were going to do. Yay, go us. And thank you for watching. Check us out, The Hustle and Know Entrepreneurial Experience. To find more about the book, you can check the description box. And don't forget, hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. Okay, we'll see you next time.